of the many exciting revelations and surprises within Kingdom Hearts 3 and its DLC ReMind, none is arguably greater than that of the advent of Yozora and Verum Rex. While many, along with myself, have theorized heavily on his identity and origin, for this particular theory, much like the concept I'm going to be exploring within it, is going to be outside of the dimensions of what I've been theorizing so far, going in a new path on trying to figure out who or what Yozora is, starting with the notion that Yozora is not even from Verum Rex to begin with. What's up guys, it's HMK once again from the 5th dimension. This theory started out with the idea that Yozora himself is not truly from Verum Rex, but over time, it became something much greater than that. If you like these type of videos, be sure to like and subscribe as I post content every week. We have quite a bit to cover, so for the safety of hype, I'm going to ask you to strap on in. Let's dive directly into the darkness. Now you would think after everything we've seen in Kingdom Hearts 3 and Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMind that Yozora indeed hails from the world or universe of Verum Rex. However, it's thanks to a couple of things you have to pick up on that tells the tale of something different. Sure, we fight him in Shibuya and we see him within the world of Verum Rex in that Verum Rex trailer, but in reality, Verum Rex and Shibuya were merely a pit stop for the entity known as Yozora and his companions. The first of many clues deals with Yozora's abilities. When facing off against Yozora, we see that many of his abilities when traversing around Sora deals with interdimensional manipulation through the concept we recognize as phasing. This right here is one of the biggest clues telling the tale of how Yozora gets from point A to point B, no matter the scale, in which Yozora deals with traversing different worlds and universes in his own way, outside of the way known to Kingdom Hearts, dealing with magic and gateways of the nature. Yozora, along with his entire motif, seems to take more of a pseudo-scientific approach. But of course, this understanding comes with its own limitations. We'll touch upon that in greater detail later in the video. When it comes to the idea that Shibuya and Verum Rex isn't truly his home, we already get the subtle confirmation of this in Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMind in the secret episode, as Yozora says it himself that he accidentally wandered into this place. Many interpreted this line as him accidentally wandering into the final world. However, he says this after Shibuya has manifested around himself and Sora, thus acting as a visual aid for Sora. As another aspect of Yozora's abilities deals with creations around him to help him fight or change the nature of the battlefield. And in this light, it was Yozora who used his abilities to produce Shibuya around Sora and himself in order to show Sora the place he wandered into, which is very important when you think about it because it helps flesh out Yozora's abilities and possible identity, as it seems that he's able to manifest his experiences through his memories and heart, which include Shibuya and the Gigases. Now, here's the next domino to that effect. Remember, Yozora said this isn't what he really looks like, when Sora was able to confirm his identity despite that. This explanation is also concurred by the Nameless star, who is now highly speculated to be the girl that Yozora was trying to save in the Verum Rex trailer. She states that Yozora is beyond recognition, that his heart has been replaced with that of another's. Now this is the excruciatingly important piece that falls into the puzzle of what Yozora could be. Yozora is a being that traverses worlds and universes in his own specific way through the use of interdimensional traversal or phasing in order to reach his destination. But to do that, he must take on the appearance of others. While this idea may seem familiar when it comes to Sora and his friends when they go to different worlds and must take on subtly different appearances in order to fit with the world order, for Yozora to go from world to world, he must take on the identity of someone who already exists in that specific world. And I'm not talking about a lookalike, I'm talking about he must become that person. And that is why the Nameless star said that his heart has been replaced with another's. This is what is needed in order to traverse the worlds in Yozora's case. And that's why he says this isn't what he really looks like. That concept is part of his own powers. Powers that aren't needed yet. This is how Sora plays into this. Yozora, in his purest unknown origin, is from a destroyed universe, working his way through other games, through other universes, or I should say discarded ideas, to get back to the final world which is the last world. Nothing else is beyond that. To try and make his way to save a universe or a world by going to that world and taking on the appearance and role of a person that would fail against him in battle. He did this for Verum Rex, where he accidentally wandered into that place and went through some trials. And in doing this, he took on the heart and appearance of whoever this character is from Verum Rex, who is now known as Yozora. And after his trials within Verum Rex, he is told to save Sora, thus acting as his next target and his next task. So Yozora was planning to do this to Sora, and is even hinted in their battle where Yozora takes Sora's Keyblade, saying, "Your powers are mine." And when Sora is defeated by Yozora, Yozora crystallizes him and says, "I will save you," thus leaving Sora behind in Shibuya to take his place in the final world. This scenario would have led Yozora taking on Sora's identity to try and make it back to Sora's own world, Sora's own universe, and try to save it in his place. But when Sora defeats Yozora, Yozora states his powers aren't needed yet, which is another huge clue, because he is talking about the powers of him taking on Sora's identity and heart in order to go on in his place. If Sora was powerful enough to defeat Yozora, then Yozora wouldn't have to do that, saying that his powers aren't needed yet, which would mark the return of Yozora to Verum Rex and Sora maintaining his place within the final world. This idea can also be played off from what we see in the Verum Rex trailer, where we see worlds is phasing into another, melding into that of another, with the giant portal just breaking down everything we see in Shibuya. That, I feel, has the right energy of what the true traversal of Yozora could be. And when thinking about how Yozora can get from one place to another place, traversing throughout these worlds and universes, it could be as simple as Luxord being his driver and using a very special car to get from place to place that can also change in its appearance. And to that end, Magia and Aegis could play into this as well, being similar entities that travel alongside Yozora and Luxord, with them taking on different appearances and identities of existing beings within each world they visit, which could mirror and fit the motif of what we see in Final Fantasy XV, another game and idea that Tetsuya Nomura originally conceived, with them being on a journey within the regalia, and in this sense it could be them on a journey throughout different worlds. And if this is the case, this can truly explain Nomura's idea behind using that of Verum Rex in order to get Yozora through the door of Kingdom Hearts, despite the obvious correlation and inspiration of Final Fantasy Versus 13, as they merely took on the appearances of something forgotten that they stumbled upon within that of Verum Rex and Shibuya. But in that sense, it could be a callback that is merely fleeting within the grand scheme of things. And in that grand sense, Nomura will be able to reuse a forgotten idea that never saw the light of day, but it wouldn't overstay its welcome. And if the case is truly anything along these lines, it would fit into the box art of Verum Rex, which on the back it says, "A journey without a place to return." And while a journey may not have a place to return, perhaps the true end goal of Yozora's long road is to find his original heart, his original appearance, as it also says, to reclaim your heart. And quite possibly, that could be something that Sora helps with in the next saga, the second phase of Kingdom Hearts, because it is very plain to see that Yozora is going to be a very important character within the series. But if we were to use this idea, then his true backstory and origin wouldn't mess up the core of the series as much as we think it would. But when it comes to that origin, where is Yozora really from? That's a mystery that we're going to have to see play out within Kingdom Hearts. With that being said, what did you guys think? Do you believe that Yozora is truly from Verum Rex, or that, from what we've seen, was truly just passing through? Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below, and be sure to like, favorite, share, and most importantly subscribe to HMK as I post content like this every week. Big thanks to my Patreon supporters for helping making this video happen. If you want to find out how you can support HMK for just $1 a month, check out my Patreon info in the description box below. This is quite the wild ride, and it seems that it's going to be continuing very strong. So until the next video from the 5th dimension, this has been HMK, and I'll check you guys later.
So you haven't subscribed to HMK yet? Don't piss Xemnas off.